You know, we all love a good Sims 4 controversy, so when I saw this, I was like, yes, something that I can make a ranty video about, and it actually turned out to be a lot worse than what I thought. So we obviously got the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature gameplay trailer recently, which was a 6-minute long extended trailer going over all of the gameplay features for the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, whatever it's called. So, you know, they revealed some things, and there's a little bit of controversy involving the plants. So firstly, it looks like in this footage, it's like going over they spent like a whole minute going over plants, and it's just like something that we already have. Now, granted, these brand new pots are for potted plants, which are slightly different from the plants that you plant in terms of gardening, but fundamentally it's just gardening. And in the trailer, they were like, you can garden indoors, and they're showing off plant boxes indoors, like something that we can already do. And a lot of people were just like, well, this is base game. It's not actually new. Technically, some of the house plants are new, but gardening indoors is not new. And they're trying to turn this into a pack concept when it's already a base game thing. So that's one thing involving plants that people were annoyed about. Second thing is plant sims. We were seeing a lot of green sims in the trailer. We saw this lady, and we saw the person before here who was green in the trailer, you know what I mean? And then near the end of the trailer as well, there was another green sim. And of course, as I say this, I can't actually find the sim in question. You're just gonna have to believe me. Anyway, a lot of people thought, including myself, are we getting a plant sims update to the base game? Seeming that this whole pack is about plants and the land and nature. They have to do something with plant sims, and well, they did, but oh, here we go. They did do something with plant sims, but it's not what we thought. Plant sims are not getting a base game update. However, they are getting an update if you purchase the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack, but it's not actually the update you thought it would be. So I'm going to pop on my screen here a special announcement from the Sims Discord by Petal Pine Song, who is apparently somebody on the Sims team, I believe, or at least an official spokesperson on the Sims Discord. And you can see here, which I'll go over in more detail in a moment, all of the updates coming to Plant Sims. And before we go over this, I just want to say, like, Plant Sims in older Sims games were much better. The Sims 2 was peak Plant Sim gameplay. The Sims 3 was okay, but the Sims 4 was kind of the worst. And there is a Plant Sims mod which expands on them. I've played with this before on my channel. I just want to say, like, it is absolutely awesome, is what I'm showing you on screen now. And that mod just really showed me the extent to how far they could go with Plant Sims. The first thing I want to say is, in this update, Plant Sims are not becoming a permanent life stage. They are still only a temporary life stage. Another interesting thing is, it is almost impossible to become a plant sim in The Sims 4. They've basically made it obsolete now. In the past, they had a challenge. Do you remember, like, the Sims 4 events that they do? Well, a very long time ago, they had a plant sim challenge where you were supposed to obtain magical seeds, and if you obtain them all, you could actually become a plant sim temporarily. Now, the only way to get these magical seeds is to specifically be level 10 in the gardening skill and open up seed packets and hope to God you find the magic beans, basically. And then the magic beans grow a tree where you go into and you pick up a forbidden fruit and you can eat it and you turn into a plant sim temporarily. Like, it's so hard to actually get this to work. So there's not actually a normal way to become a plant sim outside of the old event that used to exist, but they've kind of left the coding in for the game, so you just have to pick up the pieces and like try and fit it together. Like, it's fucking shambles, I just want to say. Okay, so what we actually needed from a plant sim update in the base game was the ability to firstly actually become a plant sim without having to use some kind of backdoor way into the past event that we used to have. Like, come on. I'm just going to go over the brand new plant sim features coming in the Sims 4 expanded by nature. I don't know, something by nature expansion pack. Refresh life force. This will extend the plant sim timer, but not make it permanent, it seems. Nature's breath blooms plants. Absorb solar energy on potted and house plants. You can basically do that with regular plants in the base game anyway. Plant sims walk-bys in the world. So basically, plant sims will auto-generate in the world around you. Poison kiss gives the green meanie ailment, which is basically a brand new illness coming to the game. Praise for life performed on the green man, which is you know, the guy that we saw in the trailer. Give forbidden fruit or demand forbidden fruit, a new way to obtain the forbidden fruit instead of having to do the backdoor way into the old event of gathering the magic beans, it seems. And being in water boosts the water motive. And you can see it says underneath, on July the 1st, we'll be releasing a base game update that brings new features and improvements to enhance your gameplay experience. While this update won't include any changes to plant sims, the updates will be a part of the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. So simmers are kind of mad, and honestly, I can see why. In order to explain this, I want to look back at The Sims 4 Life and Death. You see, in The Sims 4 Life and Death, they actually brought a base game update to ghosts. They allowed you to finally create ghosts in CAS and have them, you know, you can pick the death that the sim died by in terms of ghosts in CAS. It was pretty cool. And in the Life and Death pack, they expanded on ghosts by making sure that they had their own kind of special clothing in CAS, which is quite cool. They gave them a ghost mastery skill tree. They really expanded on ghosts in the Life and Death expansion pack to make them actually feel really cool and fun to play with. So I personally wasn't against all of the ghost stuff being a part of the expansion pack because they at least got a small base game update, and what did come with the pack I just felt like was really substantial. With The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, the brand new features that they're showing off, the 8 new features, they don't seem substantial in my personal opinion. It just seems like a very minor update to plant sims in order to make them feel a little bit more immersive and make sense in the Enchanted by Nature pack. Really, what they should have done is actually, firstly, given us a base game way to legitimately make a plant sim other than having to use a backdoor key into an old event that existed many years ago. Secondly, make it so that plant sims could actually become permanent. And thirdly, make them actually feel like a proper life state. You know, in The Sims 2, I can't remember about The Sims 3, but in The Sims 2, you could actually grow a plant sim baby from a seedling because they're literally a plant. Like, that's literally how plant sims are. This is how you make a plant sim baby. You grow them in the ground. This base game Sims 2 feature doesn't exist in The Sims 4 yet, and they've given us a small update to plant sims in Enchanted by Nature, and this Discord post they've done is clearly damage control in order to kind of lower people's expectations, and I think it was a very smart move of EA to do so. One of the worst things I think you can do as a company in marketing is overhype something, so I think it's important that they actually bring people down to grounded levels with this. We know The Sims 4 is not an ambitious game. There's not, unfortunately, as much passion and resources going into it than The Sims 1, 2, and 3, to be honest. So, of course, plant sims are pretty shit in The Sims 4, and this premium update to plant sims still leaves them kind of shit based on what we've seen, and that's really disappointing, to be honest. So, simmers are pretty mad that this alleged base game update we thought we were getting to plant sims is not actually coming. At the bottom of this Discord post, it does say if you're eagerly waiting new base game updates, be sure to check back on July the 1st to see what's in store. We can't wait for you to explore all the new possibilities. So in a few days, it looks like we are getting a base game update. I'm assuming with this update then we are getting some new possibilities, a new way to play the game, something new to do. With most expansion packs, they give us a decent base game update. Sometimes they're shit, but other times they're really, really good. It's always all or nothing with The Sims. So it could be an amazing base game update or it could be terrible. We don't know at this stage. But what we do know is that plant sims are not going to be a part of this base game update. If you want your plant sims to have a very tiny minor update, then you do of course require The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. So as a person who's not a bitch, but instead a constructive bitch, I would like to give constructive criticism to EA for what I think they should have done as a base game update to plant sims, because simmers have been begging for one. Firstly, okay, make them a permanent life stage. That one's easy peasy. Secondly, add a legitimate way to become one. For example, being able to splice plants together in order to actually create the forbidden fruit that turns you into a plant sim. That would have been a cool way to become a plant sim. The base game Fairy Grotto is pretty abysmal and there's not much going on in there, you know, like the hidden world in the tree in Willow Creek. Well, maybe they could have put a forbidden fruit in there or something, for example, to actually make going in there actually worthwhile. Thirdly, add the ability to grow a plant sim baby. As a plant sim yourself, having the ability to grow a plant sim would be pretty cool. Fourth, Add these very basic abilities to Plant Sims to the base game update. I don't think that would be too hard. And fifth, if they really wanted to expand on Plant Sims, then add a minor skill tree system to the Enchanted by Nature pack. Considering this is an expansion pack about fairies rather than a game pack like all the other occults, the very least that they could do is add a minor expansion to another occult as well as fairies. Those 5 things I don't think are unreasonable to ask. Of course, the Sims team would never do this. That's because they wouldn't make any profit from adding a base game update to Plant Sims. I wonder if the reason why the Plant Sim update in Enchanted by Nature is only very minor is because they don't want to close off the potential of having a Plant Sim expansion pack in the future. That wouldn't surprise me because it's EA. We know they're very cash grabby. Electronic Arts would probably hide your own mother behind premium content if they could. Not that your mother is premium content. Anyway, if you do genuinely want an update to Plant Sims, I can't recommend enough the expanded Plant Sim mod by Spinning Plum Bobs. He's done the Fairies mod, he's done the Plant Sims mod, he did the Werewolves mod before we got werewolves, he's done pretty much everything. The Plant Sims mod was probably my favorite one to play with because it expands on Plant Sims in multiple different ways. You could do many different things, it comes with so many different abilities, like it was absolutely insane. One of my favorite mods for The Sims 4 by sure, so if you haven't played with that one yet, I 100% recommend doing so. I will pop a link to my video here of me playing with the Plant Sims expanded mod so you can see what it's all about. Are you disappointed with Plant Sims being a premium update with not many features, or are you okay? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.